Hello there, planner fans. I am doing a comparison video for you guys today. This is going to be just a straight facts comparison between two very popular planners, the Inkwell Press, which is here on the left, and the Erin Condren Life Planner. The Inkwell Press comes in two different types of planner layout, and that's going to be the Inkwell Press Classic, which is what I'm comparing here because it's most closely comparable to the Erin Condren Life Planner, and then they also have the Inkwell Press Flex. So you can check out the website to see the differences between the two, but basically one is a column layout across the week, kind of like the Erin Condren, and then the other one is more Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I think Friday, Saturday, Sunday on the next page over, and it's, I guess you would call that vertical. I think of the columns as vertical, so but anyway, so that's how we're going to compare this, and I haven't really seen a video out there that is just very objective, without much opinion added, and really just comparing apples to apples with these planners. It's more of, well, I had planner X and here's why I switched to planner Y, and this is why I like it better. So I'm going to try to keep this just facts-based for you guys so you can try and figure out which planner works best for you. I personally believe in, if you can afford it, getting your hands on every planner that you want to try out. So you can watch all the YouTube videos that you want, but until you can actually feel the planner in your hands, carry it with you, see if it'll work for you, it's really hard to make that decision. And often, you know, I tried to fight that for so long. Oh, I'll just watch a video and maybe that'll help me make a decision. But you know, until you can really give it a shot yourself, I would just sit there and obsess and think about, well, what if there's something better out there? Who knows? So the best thing that you can do is either look for planners used or wait for sales. Right now, unfortunately, the Inkwell Press, all of their planners are sold out for the rest of 2015. So if you want to try and track one of these down, you're going to have to look in the Facebook Marketplace type groups. But Erin Condren has their planners on sale for 40% off right now until, I think, through June, until June. I'm not sure how that works. I've never been around in the Erin Condren world for a new planner release, but these are 40% off right now, and if you use my my referral link below, that'll get you an additional $10 off, so you can get this planner, which is normally $50 for $20 right now. So this is a great time to give this one a shot. You're really not losing much if you want to give it a try. So I made a list of all the things so that I can stay on topic so I don't ramble. I want to keep this short and sweet as much as possible. But I'm going to compare the size, the cover style, coils, pockets and storage, paper quality, design and layout, color schemes, shipping, both the speed and company that they use, customer service, price, customizations, both at home by the consumer and by the company, ease of additions, add-ons, extras, note pages, and then at the very end, I think I'll touch a little bit on, you know, changes I like to see and kind of throw my 2 cents in there. So the Inkwell Press Planner, this is their very first year of launching, and they have done an excellent job for this being their very first year putting these out there. Erin Condren's been around for a couple, 3-4 years or so, I think, and so her planners have gone through a little bit of change every single year, and then they did do a survey this year, so hopefully we'll see some options out there for both planners in the future. I'm going to give a disclaimer right now. My cat and dog are wrestling, so if you hear strange noises in the background, I think Ruby sounds like the Monster Book of Monsters from Harry Potter, so if you hear grunts and growls, that's just her wrestling with the cat. So let's get to it. So you can see the two planners are fairly comparable in size. The Inkwell Press, I'm going to give you guys some actual measurements here. It looks like the Inkwell Press, if you don't include the coil, it's just over 7.5 inches wide. If you do include the coil, it is just over 8.5 inches wide. Let's double check, 7.5, yeah, 8.5. And the coil on the Inkwell Press, oh, we'll get to that in a second. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So tall, let's see, the Inkwell Press is about 9 3/4 tall. That's with the cover. We'll measure the inside pages as well. The Erin Condren, without this coil, is just over 7 inches wide. With the coil, it's just about 8 inches wide, and it is going to be just over about a 9 1/4 inches tall. Inside of the Erin Condren, the pages themselves are 7 inches wide by just under 8 3/4 tall. And the Inkwell Press are 7 1/2 inches wide by 9 1/2 inches tall. Now that doesn't include, both of these planners come with monthly tabs running down the side. So they're actually pretty much identical in that aspect. They both have these laminated tabs, January, February, and all that kind of stuff running down the side of the planner. The Inkwell Press cover does a little bit better job of covering those tabs, whereas the Erin Condren, they stick out just a little bit, but they're laminated. So, and this thing comes with me everywhere, so it's held up fairly well. The cover on the Inkwell Press, you can choose from, I think, 5 or 6 different designs. And they originally did customization for this planner. I think you could get your name put on the side in a gold letter foil. But as soon as the 2015 year got rolling, they wanted to get these planners out as quick as possible, so they stopped doing customization. It's a heavy-duty, thick chipboard. You guys can hear that. It feels like a textbook cover to me. And the Erin Condren is a 10 millimeter laminated, and it just snaps on and off. So that's definitely a big difference between the two of these, is the planner style. You know, this kind of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It's really a personal preference for what you like. This makes this planner not customizable as far as putting new covers on. However, this is my second version of the Inkwell Press Planner, and I'll get into why I bought 2 of them a little bit later. But the first one, I ended up, the coil on this, I'll just do the coil comparison right now since I'm apparently so eager to talk about them. This is called a wire O binding. And you can see that it's like double wires here, and then it comes together here in the back, and it is 1 1/2 inches in diameter. The Erin Condren is just a straight spiral. It just is a coil like your regular notebooks, and this is 1 inch in diameter. So the way that ties into the covers is I had my first Inkwell Press rebound. I found a place in San Diego that would do it for $5, and I rebound it with a 1 inch coil because this sticks out quite a bit, and I carry my planner with me everywhere. So I actually did end up making laminated covers for the Inkwell Press, my first one. And it's just the same way you'd make an Erin Condren. I found the design, I measured how big I wanted as far as I would cut down to make this whole thing the same size as this cover, and then it literally just punches on or snaps on just like the Erin Condren planner, like that. I won't bore you guys with that, but basically that's one way to make the Inkwell Press cover customizable. It's a lot easier to make customizable covers for the Erin Condren because this original cover just snaps right off and you don't have to do anything with the binding. So here's one I just made. This is just scrapbook paper from Michael's that I cut down to size. I just measured the paper size in here and then laminated and traced this over the top and punched it. So you can make covers for the Erin Condren. And technically you could make them for the Inkwell Press too, but you are going to have to uncoil everything, take these covers off, and then it's not, you could get these back on, but you're going to ruin the binding if you continue to open it up and close it. Because technically on wire O binding, you can open it up. So if you guys can see here, if you just separate this part right here a little bit, you can actually get this cover on and off and insert and remove pages. I would not recommend doing it over and over again because you're going to ruin the binding. All right. Next, let's see. We've done size, covers, coil, pockets, and storage. There's some similarities and some differences. In the Inkwell Press, we do have a double-sided pocket here. So pocket here, and then for all of you cool planner hackers out there, if you run a piece of tape across the bottom here, so can you see that? If you run a piece of tape across the bottom here, you can create yourself a third pocket. Pretty cool, right? This is really nice quality. It's almost kind of like velvety to the touch, It's laminated, obviously, in something, but it's very heavy duty. Really, it's not going to rip if you beat this thing up. So this is really nice, heavy duty laminate paper of some kind. It almost feels plasticky, if that makes sense. And then for the pocket, sorry, for I guess instead of a zip storage, they would call this, this is how the Inkwell Press does it. So it's just a folder, a paper folder with a string that you would wrap around here to close. Okay. The Erin Condren Life Planner also has a folder. Let's see. Obviously, this is the one I'm using because it's full of crap. Let me pull this out. Sorry, guys. So it has a Keep It Together folder with a pocket in the front, pocket in the back, more stickers. Oh my goodness, how embarrassing. So here's a pocket back here, pocket right here, and then I did tape across the bottom so that I have a third pocket up here. And then Erin Condren puts in a plastic bound in pocket that zips. So the thing I like about this pocket is that it zips closed completely. One of the issues I had with my Inkwell Press was it didn't seal all the way across. I could just tie it shut and things would still continue to fall out. So this is zipped shut all the way. And I like that it's the press zipper and not an actual physical zipper so that it doesn't push into or make a bump underneath when I'm writing. All right, paper quality. So paper quality is going to be probably the biggest difference between these two planners. The paper quality, as much as I love my Erin Condren, the paper quality in the Inkwell Press is amazing. It is really fantastic. And like I said before in my other videos, if any of you guys are pen snobs, or especially a fountain pen snob, this paper is a dream for you. It's super smooth. It's very heavy quality. I don't know if you guys can hear that. That is some high quality paper right there, guys. It's almost like it's borderline cardstock, or I would call it maybe closer to cover stock. But it is really, really fantastic. I cannot sing the praises of this paper enough, honestly. So it is just really, really, really well made. I think she talks about the actual poundage of the paper on her website, and it's definitely up there. I think it's like 70-pound paper or something like that. I'll correct that afterwards if that's not accurate, but it's smooth. It takes every pen you could think of with the exception of the Sharpie marker, but you can write in this thing with a fountain pen, you can write in it with a gel pen, you can write it in with a ballpoint, you can stamp in it. I've stamped every single type of ink that I can think of in this, and it does not bleed through at all. I mean, you can't even see through the pages if you look. You can't see the light through the back or anything really. So the Erin Condren, until I met the Inkwell Press, I thought the Erin Condren paper quality was good. So it's better than standard copy paper, I would say, but it's not quite the same. It's definitely heavier than your regular copy paper, but it doesn't take ink and pens quite as forgivingly as the Inkwell Press. So I have used Papermate flares. I've actually stamped with color box ink in here, and depending on the color, you know, how dark it is or how saturated it is, it's done fine. I originally started out with just chalk ink in here and never had an issue with the chalk ink, but I thought I'd venture out and try the color box ink because there's more options color-wise, and I've done okay. So as long as you're not too picky about, I am picky about bleed through. I don't like it when my pens bleed through, but I'm okay with shadowing. Like shadowing, I don't know if you guys can see, but see how there you can very faintly see lines of text right here? That's shadowing from the following week. So I'm okay with shadowing. That's just going to happen when you're writing. I'm not a huge fan of bleeding, like I said, and I haven't really run into many pens that bleed in here or inks. So it's decent paper. It's better than average, but it's definitely not Inkwell Press paper, okay? Let's talk about design and layout. So the Inkwell Press, I'm going to do these one at a time for this part. The Inkwell Press has a very muted design, and I think it would be really good. You know, either one, I don't want to press my opinion or pass judgment on anybody for whichever planner they use. I wouldn't say, you know, if you work in an office, you should only use the Inkwell Press because the Erin Condren has too many colors. Well, I don't work in an office. I work with animals, and nobody has given me any grief about my super colorful planner, and nobody gave me any grief when I brought this planner in either. So it's not necessarily, I think people get really caught up in what others are going to think of them. So I want you guys to just see the difference in the colors. So who cares what everybody else, we all know we're crazy planner people, so who cares what anybody else thinks about us? Just pick what makes you happy. So the colors in the Inkwell Press are definitely more muted. I love the turquoise and gray scheme. I think that's really beautiful. Turquoise is my favorite color. So turquoise and brown or turquoise and gray color combos really get me. So this is the opening page. Then we have 2015 laid out right here. And then you have, you know, I'm going to talk about this with my extras section. So the weekly, sorry, start with the monthly layout. The monthly layout between the two planners is almost identical. So you have a Sunday start on the monthly and let's go to May. That one's totally clean. So a monthly start, a Sunday start in the monthly, and then a Monday start in the weekly section. Okay, so the biggest difference between these two, they're both column layouts, but in the Inkwell Press, you are going to have times on the side. So it starts at 8 a.m. and goes all the way down to 7 p.m. And then you have these cool little boxes on the bottom that allow you to kind of organize your life in even more detail. So this can be your meal planning for the day, home, whatever you need to do at home as far as cleaning or organizing goes, and then fitness. And I think this is actually such a cool aspect of this planner. It gets all of those thoughts from up here and gives you kind of like a centralized location for these things. And I've also seen people cover up these headings with washi or with stamping, so it doesn't necessarily have to stay home, meals, home, and fitness. It can say whatever you want, but it goes that way all the way across the week. Oh, Ruby, are you guarding? I know. Ruby is my dog. Ruby Doobies is my Etsy shop and my Instagram name and all that stuff. That's kind of where I got my namesake. So Miss Ruby over there, she's being naughty. So Erin Condren on the inside, she also has, let's see, we don't have like, well, I guess you can use this as this planner belongs to, but she doesn't have that in the beginning, kind of like the Inkwell Press. And then we have our 2014 to 2015 yearly calendar, and then you jump right into the monthly calendars here. So this is a Sunday start on the monthly, and then let's go to a clean one. Sunday start on the monthlies and a Monday start on the weeklies. I know that really bothers some people, the Sunday start in the monthly, Monday start in the weekly. It's kind of bizarre, and I think it's even more bizarre that both of these planners have it that way. It doesn't really bother me though. I really do like my week to start on Monday though, so I can have my weekend squished together at the very end. So that's the layout of the two of those. Color schemes are going to be pretty different. In the Inkwell Press Planner, the color scheme, like I said, is much more muted. And you have the same 4 repeating color schemes throughout the planner. So I actually ripped out January and February pages to send off to some girls that wanted to give it a shot. So let's skip straight to May, because this is where the color scheme starts over. January, sorry, let's see. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So January, May, and this fun stuff back here. These guys all seem to be yellow tabs. February, actually the tabs don't necessarily coordinate to the monthly colors, it looks like, but the monthly scheme repeats every 4 months. So you got yellow up here, you have kind of a teal color along the Monday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. This is all in kind of a dark gray. And if you can see this, the scheme, I guess the design of this planner is really top-notch, really nice. Wow, top notch. Who says that? But I love the dotted lines here, and it's kind of open. It's not so boxy. It seems a little bit more free flowing. But there's the color scheme for that one, and then I'll show you the weekly part. So then we're gonna have turquoise again up here, gray for the actual dates, and then yellow throughout. So that's gonna be the whole month. Then the next color scheme is gonna be pink across the top and orange days here. And then orange at the top and pink across the bottom. Then we have lime green across the top and purple for the days. Purple for the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday across the top, and then green at the bottom. And then the last color scheme is going to be turquoise, which is my favorite color, and a lime green for the days, and lime green at the top and turquoise across the bottom. For Erin Condren, her colors change every single month. I won't take you through every single one of them, but it's the monthly, whatever's in the monthly kind of is how the weekly lays out as well. Let's go to, so January, blue and orange, February, pink and red. I am going to take you through it, sorry. Dark green, light green for March. April is purple and turquoise. May is pink and kind of like a sea foam. June looks like red and a darker teal. These are not the official colors. I'm just giving you guys like layman's terms for colors, but the official colors I think are online somewhere. July is going to be navy and red. August is going to be kind of a green and a yellow. September is green and purple. October is brown and orange. November is like a gold, brown, and turquoise, and December is blue and green. And one of the things I like about this planner is every month is different, and it kind of almost coordinates to the time of the year. So obviously, you know, October is orange, Christmas is blue and green, July for 4th of July is dark blue and red. So I kind of like that aspect of it. Let's see. Hopefully I'm not boring you guys too much yet. Color schemes. Let's go. Okay, shipping. So the Inkwell Press used USPS shipping, 2-day shipping, and it got to me extremely quickly. I think I placed my order the next day it was shipped, and then I had it in my hot little hands like 2 or 3 days later. So they use USPS, 2-day priority mail, and I think it's around $8-ish or so for shipping. There's also expedited shipping as well, but honestly, you don't even need to choose it. These guys get their stuff out extremely fast. Erin Condren uses FedEx, which there's one option, the slowest option. I think it starts with FedEx and then gets transferred to the USPS at some point and then comes to you. Either way, it's not terribly quick. I live in California, so they're located in California, so I can't really speak to how long the regular shipping takes. My planner took a while to get to me. I ordered back in October, I think. My first one I ordered in October. I hacked it apart, put it in a file of facts, didn't like it, bought a new one. So I'll just go with my first one. That one took about a month to get to me. I think it took like 3.5 weeks or so to design and print, and then it took I picked the 2-day shipping on that one. So the shipping was a little bit quicker, but designing it was painful. So they have a quick ship option so that you can just choose, I want the quick ship, and then I'll customize my cover later. So you can get your planner, I think, much, much quicker within like a week, maybe a week and a half. And then they give you a voucher to buy a free personalized cover, which will then come to you later. So you can at least get the cover in your hands right away. The customer service, I've experienced great customer service actually for both of these companies. This is a smaller company, so it's a little bit more personalized. Like I can email somebody over there and a person with a name emails me back. It's not just kind of a generic response, which somebody with a name I think has emailed me back from Erin Condren. But when I've emailed Inkwell Press a couple times, and the same customer service representative is continuing to work with me. So I think they have one customer service representative that deals with everything, and she is fantastic. She's made sure everything was perfect with this planner. With the Erin Condren, I had a couple issues. I think they forgot some stickers one time, and one of my covers was splitting really bad. You know, needless to say, it's a much bigger company. There's a whole lot more going on, but their customer service has resolved the issue very quickly. I mean, I don't get upset if there's an issue in the first place, as long as the customer service takes care of me quickly and efficiently. And I've never had anything but quick and efficient customer service from Erin Condren. The price between the two of these, this is going to be $54. This one is going to be $50. With Erin Condren, there's a few more options as far as you can, I think there's just like the platinum and gold options are upwards of $60, $65-ish. So you can definitely go more expensive on these guys. They're fairly comparable though, as far as price goes. Let's see, customizations. So customization for Inkwell Press is going to be pretty much limited to one of the 5 or 6 cover options that they have. Next year they might release more cover options. Like I said, this is their first year, so they probably have more things that they're coming out with. I know that this year they've released so far a journal and a fitness planner, which both look like a lot of fun, and I think they're releasing a meal planner as well, which Erin Condren has also released her version of a meal planner and a fitness planner. But I think the only customization you can do is to get your name printed in gold foil up along the side here, or wherever the other design permits. But that was only available last year. So once 2015 started, you couldn't get personalization anymore. Erin Condren has personalization up the wazoo. I mean, you can choose, if you want to pay for it, you can choose to customize however you want pretty much. You can change the font, you can change the colors, you can change the scheme. She has tons of different colors to choose from, and it's really easy to make interchangeable covers for this on your own if you have a laminator, or you can take it into some big box off the store and they'll laminate and punch for you. So if you want to make a customizable cover for this, you're going to have to remove this cover probably permanently, and then just use the snap-on method that I did for my other cover. So that's probably as far as you can go for customization there. Ease of additions, you can add pages into both of these planners. I would say the Inkwell Press is maybe marginally easier to add things into because you have you have less holes to punch here, and it just, if you want to add in a piece of paper, you punch with a standard 1/4 inch hole punch that you would get at any office supply store. So you would punch all the way down, and then make a slit at each hole and then pop it in. You do the same thing with Erin Condren, it's just there's a lot more holes to punch. And I actually bought this Stampin' Up! Punch, and this works fantastically. I will make another video to show you guys how exactly this works, but you have to punch and then move everything down like half a hole and punch again. So I'll do a step-by-step video for that later. So there's ways around it. I mean, if you don't mind, it's a couple minutes of your time to punch those things, but if that matters to you, there's a difference in those sizes. Let's see, add-ons, extras, and note pages. So they both have note pages. I'm going to say the Inkwell Press has a few more add-ons than the Erin Condren does, as far as, you know, extra types of pages inside of this, not just note pages, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's look at note pages first though. So notes in the Inkwell Press, you're going to get a gridded note paper, let's see, this is a light gray, it's the 1, 2, 3, 4 crossed. Big boxes are turquoise, and then each little individual box is gray. So it's a blue and gray scheme. Let's see if you guys can see that. And then you have this date, subject, and feather design at the top of every page. You only get a couple note pages in the Inkwell Press. So I'm hoping, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you get about 5 note pages in the Inkwell Press. And the Erin Condren, you're going to have note pages in the back again, and you're going to have, this is my attempt to figure out what I want to use my note pages for, because I am a big chicken and haven't written in them yet. So you get a whole lot more. I think you get somewhere like 20 pages, and then you get lined pages here, and then you also get blank, I think they call them designer pages. So I have written nothing in mine, but you get a lot more. Oh, that's something that Erin Condren has, I guess, that the Inkwell Press doesn't have, is these stickers. So Erin Condren comes with 4 sheets of stickers. You can also order extra, but these automatically come with the birthday stickers and then event stickers here as well. I don't know. Let's see. The Inkwell Press did have some like washi. They were sheets of washi that were punched like a strip and then a triangle and a circle, and you could buy them in addition to this. But they got sold out of them pretty quickly, and when I emailed customer service, they didn't have any plans to restock them. So if you want sticker additions, you're kind of out of luck for Inkwell Press. They don't have anything additional to that, but the customer service representative did say they'd be adding that on as an option someday in the future. They're just not sure what yet. Erin Condren, you can buy more of those labels like are in the back, but you can also buy, she has her own line of, I made these stickers last night, but they look a lot like this. They're about 3/8 in size, but like gas and telephone and these little asterisks, grocery store, cleaning, all kinds of stuff. So Erin Condren is now making stickers like that as well. So the cool addition, that's it for Erin Condren. There's the calendar, the monthly, the weekly calendars. I think there's a 2015, 2016, and also a 2017 calendar in here, and the note pages, and that's about it as far as this planner goes. The Inkwell Press, what makes this planner pretty cool is the extras that it comes with. So in the beginning of this planner, it has a goals section. Sorry, the camera is casting a shadow right here. So this is your goals section. You can write your yearly mission in here: personal, social, financial, health and fitness, house projects, and dream big goals. So that's a really cool aspect of this planner. It's kind of more of like a goal planner than anything, obviously, because it says goals. And then this is something I liked about the Inkwell Press better than the Erin Condren. Erin Condren used to have her important dates bound into the planner like this, but now it comes in a separate little notebook. So this, the Inkwell Press has the special dates bound in like this, and I actually prefer that because that little notebook that Erin Condren has now falls out all the time, and it just adds bulk. So I took it out. I don't really need to have that with me constantly, but I'm going to show you guys a sneaky little workaround in just a second of how I use this planner to make my Erin Condren perfect. So then the other really cool, there's one quote up here at the front. The Erin Condren is full of inspirational quotes, so if you guys are really into that, that might be something to consider. The one really awesome thing about the Inkwell Press that I really adored is what they call mission boards. So at the beginning of every single month, you have these awesome looking hexagons, and these are called your mission boards. So the mission boards are each labeled. You have a couple blank ones in here. Let me back up. Sorry, I just realized that I mistakenly said that the note pages were all, there was only 6 note pages in the Inkwell Press, and they're all in the back. That's not true. So we have we have the mission board, we have the notes and ramblings pages here. So at the beginning of every month, you have a couple blank pages of notes. So the note pages are scattered in between every month. Note pages. I actually prefer having them all in the back, but I just want to clarify that this planner does have more note pages. They're just scattered throughout. So back to our mission boards. So the mission boards are a series of hexagons, and they are basically, it's going to help you plan your goals for the month, which I think is an amazing thing to add to a planner because we forget to plan our goals for the month. You know, we have our daily to-dos, but sometimes, and you know, and our yearly resolution list, but sometimes it's hard to remember to break things down individually for the month. So you have me time, personal goals, be social, health and fitness, house plans, and then you have dates and events, blank, and a blank. So that's a really cool part of this planner that I needed to have in my life. So what I ended up doing is I cut out all the pages from my first Inkwell Press that I liked. I shrank them down by 94%, punched them, and then put them into my Erin Condren, which I'll show you. I kind of have a Franken planner right now, but there was aspects of this planner that I just could not live without. Let's go to the back. She has a tab called Fun Stuff, and you have some trip planning stuff right here. Let's Go Anywhere. You can record airline information when you're leaving, accommodations, hotel address, things like that. You get 1, 2, 3 of those. And then you have, this is called the gift list. And basically you can put who you're shopping for, what you want to get them, if you got them something, and how much you spent. And then of course there's a little section for ideas for me, because you gotta treat yourself as well. So there's the gift list, and then there's also a movies and books list. So you can keep track of which movies that you wanted to see potentially, or which books you potentially wanted to read. So that is kind of, I think, what puts the Inkwell Press, that is why I bought this planner, because of all those little cute add-ins. Because when you compare the weekly stuff, it's almost identical to the Erin Condren. The monthly and the weeklies are almost identical, but this had a little something extra that I really wanted. That being said, I did end up staying with my Erin Condren Life Planner, mostly because of the size. It's definitely smaller. It's definitely lighter. The Erin Condren weighs just over a pound. The Inkwell Press weighs just under 2 pounds. So it makes a difference when it's in your bag. You can see there's a fairly significant thickness difference, but that's because of the spectacular paper. So you're going to have to give and take somewhere depending on what you want from a planner. So it's definitely smaller. If I lay this directly on top, you can see we got about 1 inch or so on the side and maybe 1/2 inch across the top. But when you, like I said, I'm a big proponent of having things in your hands and you being able to test it out and feel it, because until you compare these two in hand, it's pretty hard. I thought this planner was identical to this when I was watching videos, but it's not as far as size goes. The other thing that I really, really enjoyed was kind of the whimsical nature of the Erin Condren planner. The colors are different every single month, and that really kept me engaged as far as decorating goes. I mean, I'm a fairly light decorator. I don't go all out, but I do like to have a little bit of washi tape, so you can see, like, I washi my weekend off. I have a weekend sticker here, and then I'll use washi to mark my hours at work and things like that. Some weeks I don't even hardly use anything like this. I didn't even mark my weekends off or put washi across the bottom, but generally I'll mark my weekend off and put a little tape across the bottom, and then I might use some washi to mark my work hours. So having only 4 repeating colors in this planner was kind of a bummer, because I liked that this one each month was a fresh new color and it corresponded to the year. I mean, I'm a huge Halloween fan, so when we get to October, I'm stoked to decorate my planner. That being said, the Inkwell Press Planner is so almost sophisticated looking that I kind of felt silly decorating in it. You know, I mean, this planner is pretty much good to go. You know, I mean, there's not a whole lot of decoration that it needs. Whereas I don't know why I felt the need that I didn't really like to decorate in here. I really like to decorate in here. I'm not sure why I felt that way, but that's kind of what my conclusion was. Changes I'd like to see in the future for both of these planners. I'm perfectly happy with the Erin Condren layout, the morning, day, and night, because I don't have kids. I'm not married. So my life is fairly streamlined and fairly simple, but breaking my day up into morning, day, and afternoon, it works really well for me. Sometimes I felt like I needed to fill on the times on this, and a lot of my life is not timed, or it's work 8 to 4:30. I mean, I don't want to put in here every single time that work started at 8 and ended at 4:30. I mean, that's just completely redundant to keep writing that in there or having to run that down the length of this column. Some people cover these up, and I actually did that, I think, in April. I was testing this out. You can cover up the times, or they're light gray, so you can fairly easily ignore them. But this is how I was breaking up my Inkwell Press Planner into morning, day, and night, which is silly because that's what the Erin Condren already does. And then here's another way to cover up the time, so you can just stamp on there or just scribble over or use a pen or something like that. So I do prefer for my life at this point in time the morning, day, and night layout of the Erin Condren. The Inkwell Press, I hope that they make it a little bit smaller, and I don't like the coil binding on here. It bends, so if you put pressure on here, it's going to stay up like that. The Erin Condren coil is a lot more forgiving, so I hope that they can bring this down. This felt like I was carrying around a textbook or like a stack of paper with me, because it's almost the size of like a ream of paper. So that was a little bit daunting for me to carry this huge heavy planner. For Erin Condren, I would like to see maybe more options for other people to be able to have blank headers, and just a little bit more quality control as far as the work that they're, the things that they're sending out, the products they're sending out, and maybe even looking into potentially heavier paper. So those are the changes I'd like to see. These planners are both almost perfect in their own aspect. I just made mine just a little bit more perfect by stealing from my Inkwell Press and moving it into the Erin Condren, which I'm going to show you right now. So I liked the goals list. So I photocopied the goals list out of the Inkwell Press, and you guys can see I just punched it right in. And I found, this is cardstock paper from Staples. So this is heavy duty, nice cardstock that's not gonna pull out of, like I can hold the planner up by my punched in page. So I punched the page in and then added slits, and I can hold the whole planner up by it. So it's not going anywhere. So I kept the goals page, the yearly goals page. I kept my important dates page because I liked this better. And I kept the gift list page. I'm not really concerned about the flight information stuff because I have all that on email when I travel. And then I kept the movies and books list, and then each month I'm adding in the mission board. So I really liked the idea of a mission board, and I needed to have this, like I said, in my life. So the cool thing is I can continue to copy these pages every single year and have them over and over again, regardless of which planner I'm in. So yes, I paid, you know, price for Erin Condren, and yes, I paid the price for an Inkwell Press. I ended up getting the Inkwell Press when it was on sale for 50% off, but you know, that way I can use this forever and ever and ever in the future. So, wow, I just realized this is a 40-minute long video, but I really hope that helps you guys make a decision. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment below. I've also opened an Instagram account just for my planner stuff. It's going to be at Ruby, R-U-B-Y _doobies, D-O-O-B-I-E-S. Feel free to follow me on there. And I will, let's see, what else do I have to say about these guys? Yeah, I think that's it. So Inkwell Press, Erin Condren Planner. Now I'm rambling, so I'm going to end the video. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Bye. Go ahead and comment below if you have any questions. Talk to you later.